Hello and welcome to Morning Java here on DKPittsburghSports.com. I'm Chris Carter here with Dale Lolley, and it's Friday Fun Day here on Morning Java. We're going to take a step back from talking purely about sports and analyzing. We're going to have some fun topics. Our first one, we're going to start talking about our TV shows that were either based, written loosely about, or featured a little bit of Pittsburgh. Dale, you're a lot older than I am, so you have a lot more depth.
I probably watch a lot more TV than you do.
So
I like to work. I'll put my laptop.
Okay,
it's called a laptop, and I'll sit there and I'll watch different shows, and I'll watch movies, shows, whatever.
Cool.
So then, a lot of times when I'm watching those shows, if something historical comes up, I'll boom,
yeah, that's smart.
Look it up.
That's cool.
You learn stuff.
Yeah, that is nice. Yeah, learning stuff is always cool. One thing, my father being of Pittsburgh, my family's from the Hill District. Hill Street Blues always rang strong for my family. But I'm not too familiar about TV shows. I know about movies in Pittsburgh, but TV shows are just another thing.
Well, if you go back to the 80s, there was a show called Mr. Belvedere.
Mr. Belvedere.
And that was it actually starred Bob Uecker for a little sports tie in there.
Get out of here.
And that was based, I think he was supposed to live in Beaver County.
Okay.
I believe they lived in Beaver County. He was a sportscaster or something, if memory serves, in Pittsburgh. And that was the premise of the movie or the show. If you think back, and this is a newer show, you should know this one. You're a millennial.
Yeah, what's that? Here we go with the millennial talk.
The opening episode of season 2 for Stranger Things.
Oh yeah, with the high-speed car chase. That was pretty cool.
That was through Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that is pretty tight. And Stranger Things, that I do like some Stranger Things.
That's in your wheelhouse.
Do you like Stranger Things, or is that just kind of a show for you? You just turned it on.
I actually went out and bought it. I heard a lot about it. So I bought the first 2 seasons.
Do you not have Netflix?
No.
Oh, that explains that. Okay.
I'm old-fashioned. I get like HBO and Showtime and stuff like that.
I got you. Okay, I can dig that. Stranger Things. I'm a Netflix watcher. I catch most of those shows. That's tight. I don't know, like top shows all time for me, like The Wire's up there, but that's Baltimore and there's a lot of violence there, so it's like that's Baltimore.
That's Baltimore in a nutshell.
Bang.
There was one show that was filmed in Washington, PA, when I was still working at the Observer Reporter. The pilot for the series Justified was shot partly in Washington.
Get out of here.
They used the OR building. It was supposed to be a bank, and it has kind of a bank feel to it.
That's cool.
They had a bank robbery there, and that was the.
Doesn't The Office count? Since
that's Scranton.
Yeah, but still, that's close.
There ain't no party like a Scranton party, because the Scranton party don't stop. But the number one,
we all know who this is.
Show shot in Pittsburgh. Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers, the
Mr.
most
Rogers neighborhood.
Yeah,
has to be.
Hands down, undefeated. There's statues of this man. There's that documentary. Is it out or is it coming out? There was a documentary. It was really about. It was huge.
I don't believe it's out yet.
I've been seeing trailers for it. It looks amazing. So if you're looking for something good on Pittsburgh history and Mr. Rogers, go check it out. Switching topics, let's talk about Pittsburgh food here. Now, every time, Dale, you
can tell. Carter and I like food.
We like some food. We throw down. And we've had some good times
and
on the road.
He brings in some interesting food.
Oh yeah,
from some places.
Oh, I bring them from all over the place.
You got those? What are those? Those turkey ribs that you bring?
Oh yeah, I bring in turkey ribs from Showcase. If you want soul food, go to Showcase on Frankstown in Homewood. It is legit soul food. It's not that fake new wave gentrified soul food that's dry. No, you get sauce, you can get pork ribs, you can get turkey ribs, you can get yams, real broccoli and cheese, greens, the works. I love it. Turkey ribs, I do it because it's healthier. but yeah, Showcase, that's my soul food spot. It's like I do it like once a month now. I try to, because they literally are around the corner.
They should be the official soul food place of DK
Pittsburgh Sports. Showcase, if you're watching, we want you. Here's my thing about Pittsburgh food. Every time people talk about Pittsburgh, what do they talk about?
Primanti's.
And is it me, or is Primanti's just not all that it's said to be?
I would like just one time,
yeah,
for there to be a Monday night or Sunday night football game, or a Thursday night football game for that matter, or let's say a Pitt game, where they didn't show A, a steel mill,
or B,
Primanti brothers.
With fries on sandwiches. And fries on sandwiches is fine. Go ahead. Yeah. My problem is the coleslaw. I don't get it. It's not my thing. I don't dislike Primanti brothers, but it's not the be-all, end-all. Yeah.
It's just not. There are better sandwich shops in Pittsburgh.
Name them.
Pepe's, Uncle Sam's.
Uh-huh.
What else we got?
That was it. No,
there's some,
no,
but there are a lot of
plenty out
great. There are actually a lot of great restaurants in Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, Pittsburgh's really booming right now as a food scene. You go all throughout Lawrenceville, you'll find different shops. I think right now, especially if you go to like Federal Galley, they're out in the north side, or what's it? I think it's Galley Street. I can't remember the name of the place. It's in the Strip, but essentially the same thing. They have different stops there all the time. Pittsburgh's becoming a food truck joint. If you like tacos, the little place called Taco in downtown. It's amazing. I love Emporio or Siena Mercado, like the place that has like they specialize in meatballs and pizzas and all this other stuff. Pittsburgh's really become a food junkie city, and that's why you don't need to limit yourself to just sandwiches with fries on it. There's all sorts of cuisines.
Yeah,
out
those
there.
things were created for the steel mill workers.
Exactly.
When they get done with work.
And you know
there's no more steel mills.
Right, and it's time. It's like, look, you're not working 9-hour days in steel, like hunking up and sweating everything, and you need something with that much sustenance. We can taper back a little bit. Y'all can actually. I'm still gonna eat my turkey ribs. Now, Dale, we're gonna talk about our favorite subject, hockey. And
I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about hockey anymore. People are saying that I can't do that.
You can't do that. You weren't paid. Just shut up and talk about football, Dale. Anyways, let's get into Sidney Crosby led the Penguins. He now surpasses Mario Lemieux as the most points of any Pittsburgh Penguin in the playoffs. As the Penguins went and destroyed the Flyers 5-0. So there's been a debate around Pittsburgh lately. Has Sidney Crosby surpassed Mario Lemieux? Right. So
anybody seriously arguing that point, that Crosby is better than Lemieux, really needs to take a reality check.
Yeah, see, I mean, like, again, I'm not the hockey guy, but I grew up watching Lemieux highlights and thinking like, wow, this is awesome. And like, I mean, because I didn't see the 91, and I was too young. I was a baby when that was happening. But like in the late 90s and then the 2000s when he came back to hockey, I just saw so much of him. It was just like every time, because I liked Yager when he was trying to get the Pens going, but man, the stuff I saw him do was just out of this world.
Look, Sidney Crosby's a great hockey player.
He might be number 3 behind Gretzky.
I don't know if he's number 3, but he's in the top. Let's say,
because people say Orr and stuff. I don't know nothing about
let's just for the sake of the argument, let's say he's in the top 6 or 5, whatever it would be. Lemieux's in the top 2.
Yeah,
and it's inarguable. I mean, some people and a lot of people in Pittsburgh will argue that he's number 1,
right, over Gretzky.
You could, I mean, it's interchangeable, really.
Yeah.
But those two are the best.
Yeah,
those are the two best players ever.
Yeah,
ever.
And Gretzky kind of has the Jordan argument of kiss the rings because he has them. Right. But at the same time, people do acknowledge Lemieux had to step out. You know, cancer. Yeah. That
and he was just such a. Again, he's like the LeBron James.
Yeah.
Of now, because he was a physical freak.
Mm-hmm.
He's 6'5". He had a wingspan. I mean, if you put a stick out
and the coordination,
he could touch one side of the river from the other side with his stick because his arms are so. I mean, he's just a freak.
Yeah.
And he could do anything with the puck.
Everything I've ever seen of that guy. I mean, and on top of, you know, you have to limit this to just being a player, because if you consider the legacy of Lemieux, even if Crosby goes on and wins the next 10 Stanley Cups, you know,
which he won't, which he's not going to play that long.
No, he's not going to play that. But I'm saying, even if he becomes this great player, the legacy of Lemieux and how he took over leadership in the Penguins, and he's kept them in Pittsburgh, and helped rejuvenate the franchise. I'm not sure if there's anything Crosby can do to ever surpass that, let alone on the ice.
Yeah, Lemieux's top 2 player of all time. Crosby's good. He's very good, but he's not Lemieux.
All right, Dale, we're going to end the show on another fun note, talking about the best cameos / movie appearances by athletes in said movies. There's plenty out there. Plenty of athletes have expanded. We're going to go stick to professional, because you could do The Rock technically and with his wrestling career, and he was a college football player for Miami, but we're going to leave him out of it because he's a whole other level. But let's talk about superstar athletes like Shaq and all of them. What are some that stand out to you in your time?
Well, I think you have to look at sticking with Pittsburgh, Terry Bradshaw in Cannonball Run.
Yeah, okay. I've seen Cannonball. I never saw 2. I saw 1.
I've seen them both.
Okay. Well,
I saw them both in a theater.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Oh, that hurts. That
actually might have been a drive-in.
Might have been. Wow, Dale, you're really. I don't even have to say anything. You just did it to yourself.
Drive-ins are great.
I'd like to go to one someday. I just don't know where they are anymore.
I'll hook you up.
Thank you. Okay. But anyways, I mean, there's the ones that aren't so legendary like Shaq. Although Shaq did have a really good. You ever see Blue Chips with Nick Nolte? That is one of my
Penny
favorites.
Hardaway.
Yeah, with one of my favorite sports movies. I thought they captured it really well and brought to light a lot of the booster problems that are really in.
You did, and you're still seeing those things happen.
Yeah,
you got Brett Favre and Something About Mary.
That is one of the more legendary. It's like, oh, it's my boyfriend. She's like, what?
What's Brett Favre doing here?
Forgot about that. Because no one knew that his name was Favre. That's a legendary one.
Will Chamberlain. Airplane.
No, not Will. That's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, man. What's your clearance, Clarence?
Well, Will Chamberlain actually did something too. He was in Conan the Barbarian.
Wow, that's a good one. Way to pick that one up. I forgot about Conan movies.
Bouncing through my head there.
Right there you go. Of course, legendary, man. You gotta go with Space Jam. Michael Jordan. No, all the LeBron fans, if you say LeBron's better than Jordan, he never went down into Looney Tune land and had to beat superstar aliens that had like such a big lead that it broke the scoreboard and led it back with Foghorn, Leghorn, Bugs Bunny, and Daffy Duck. That is the greatest comeback in all time.
I've got one to top that.
What's up?
I just thought of it. Princess Bride. Andre the Giant.
You know what? Fezzik is the man.
Andre the Giant, yeah. he trumps everybody.
He does. I love it with the one part where they're like, oh, Fezzik, and he's like, everybody move, and everyone gets in the way. But the best part when they go to take the castle at the end, and they're like, where's the gate key? He's like, gate key? What gate key? Fezzik,
gate key?
Fezzik, tear off his arms. Oh, you mean this gate key? that was actually Andre the Giant. That wins. I love me some Princess Bride, and he was hilarious. So there you go. Dale, happy Friday, man.
Same to you.
Yeah, we're getting ready to the weekend. When do you head off to the draft? That's next week.
It's next Thursday.
Next Thursday. So you're going, okay, cool. So we're going to be getting you ready for that. Dale and I have mock drafts on the site right now, dueling mock drafts, competing with each other.
He's wrong.
Don't listen to the old man.
I'm right.
He's getting senile. But thank you for watching. Be sure to stay tuned with DK Pittsburgh Sports. We'll keep you covered as the Pirates take on the Phillies and the Penguins try to close out the Flyers.